the book of Acts, chapter number 4, verse number 13, we see some funny boys here. It's Peter and John, and these boys have been cowards. They've been cowards, they've been timid, they've just been, just a coward group of other people. But now something has happened in their lives. They have become radical, and they raise up a cripple. They are taken in by the scribes and the Pharisees and the elders, and they are being questioned. But then these guys realize that these guys, there's something about these two men that is not ordinary. And then they say, when they saw the courage of Peter, and when they saw the courage of John, they realized that these men, two things, they were unschooled and they were ordinary. But there is something about them that astonished the council, that these men had been with Jesus. In other words, they had stayed with Jesus until they were behaving like Jesus. Let me ask us, church, this morning, how much of Jesus has colonized our hearts? How much of Jesus has interfered with our lives? How much of Jesus has come into us? How much of this Jesus is working in the inside of us? How possible is it that you have come into contact with this Jesus and you hate Christians this much? How possible is it that you have come into contact with this Jesus and you're born again and spirit-filled, but you're speaking against the church, you're speaking against the pastor? How possible is it? How possible is it that you have come into contact? They had been with this Jesus, unschooled and ordinary. But how possible is it that we have been with this Jesus and we are working towards the downfall of an individual? How possible is it? There is a gene, there is a DNA, there is this that we must capture in us. It is an acidic, faith and grace in us that demonstrates that we have been with this Jesus. See, child of God, these boys were ordinary men. They were unschooled. They had not gone to school. The only school they had gone to is the school of their fathers as far as fishing is concerned. They did not know any other thing apart from fishing. Because from their young days, all they were introduced unto was fishing. But unschooled men, ordinary men, there is something they had beyond schools. There is something they had beyond training. They were radical. Amen. Look at the book of Luke, chapter number 9, verse number 49 and verse number 50. There's a man here that I love. When I go to heaven, I want to meet this man. This is one of the people I'll be looking for. My list, I have Enoch, because I need to look for Enoch. I told you I also want to see Samson. I really have an interest in Samson. Then there's also this man. I really want to see this man. I want to meet this man. And I pray that Jesus will allow me to be a friend of this man. Now, John comes to Jesus to report like a child. He says, Master, John says, we saw a man. And I believe what happened is that because Peter hakuwa anapenda kupita pitwa, because yeye ni Peter hakuwa anapenda kupitwa. So wakati walienda wakapata mtu anafahamu Peter akamwambia, John, enda waambie Yesu. The same way you know yourself. Pale nyumbani, you look for your younger sister, ukamwambia mami akikuja umwambia hatukunywi chai bila sukari tena. What was he saying? So Peter champions, and John tells Jesus, Master, say John, we saw a man driving out demons in your name, and we tried to stop him because he is not one of us. Look at the response of Christ. He says, do not stop him. I think if Jesus had the time, because he's on the way, they're on the way, they were going to Jerusalem, but then they had to go through Samaria, they refused that, they go through another village. Because I think if Jesus had time, this verse number 50 would have been like 10 lines. He tells him, do not stop him, for whoever is not against him is for you. In other words, he was telling them, do not stop this man. He already is doing what I've been trying to tell you to do for 3.5 years. That's why he tells them, do not stop him. Because John was like, this man, and I could hear it in God, Jesus is like, I have been with you this long. Mark chapter number 9, when Jesus comes for the Mount of Transfiguration, when the Father is saying, I brought my son, he's epileptic, but your disciples could do nothing. Jesus looked at the disciples, he says, for how long am I going to be with you? So Jesus had been with them long enough. By now they should have been casting out demons. By now out of you. But until now, you're still looking for a more powerful pastor than Pastor Steve to cast out the demon in your life. What you're lacking is not a more powerful person. You're not radical. You've not known him. You've not tasted him. You have not even smelled him. You have not. Look at this. When there was a tire, when there was a petrol tank or a petrol trailer that burst at this place after Nakuru, that place where we have those accidents. Let's look for that name. Sachangwan. Yeah, that place. Part of what we were told is that there are people who went when that trailer rolled and started spilling off, petrol. And there are people who went into the sea. And when they went into the sea, all they did was smell the fumes of petrol. They did not even carry the petrol. They only went there and wakanusa. You have free petrol wakainusa for an extended period of time. Then they ran away to go and bring their mitungis. Then the fire, boom, burst. Even the people that had breathed in the fumes, fire burned them from the inside. How possible is it that we have breathed in the Spirit of the living God and there is no change in the inside? How possible? You have